We are cutting 2 holes in the van. Now this can totally total out the van if it's not done right. So, no pressure, right? So about 2 weeks ago, we finally decided to get our windows, and we have been putting it off only because it's been raining.
It has. We've had a couple of hurricanes strike us, and it's like all week it's just been raining and windy. We really can't work outside.
Yeah, so you know it is not a very good time to put in windows in that type of weather. But it's a sunny day outside today,
yes.
And we're gonna tackle that job. We're gonna do it. So we bought some windows from Window Direct, and these windows are bunk windows. So we're gonna put them on each side of the van in the back, and they're AMA windows. So if you guys want to check those out, make sure you click the link below. So we'll show you guys what tools we're using today, and hopefully this helps. Alrighty then, let's go.
So guys, today we're going to be using the jigsaw, tape measure, a grinder, some blue tape, a marker, a file to file down the edges, Rust-Oleum protective enamel, and our Work Pro drill.
So guys, before we actually get into the video, I want to take a minute to thank our friends at Work Pro for sending us over this amazing drill. We have drill bits, we have a carrying case, and we are so very excited to begin using it today. So I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Okay, well, now it's back to the hard stuff. Or we have to actually get to the hard stuff. Okay, you know what I mean. So guys, the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trace the windows. So what we did was we cut this cardboard, and this is the box that the windows came in. So we cut the cardboard to use as a template, because using a template is very necessary. If something goes wrong when we're cutting the windows, we can totally total out our van. So use a cardboard. Now, here we go.
So guys, we just did the cutout for the window, and it was 7 3/4 in width and 29 inches in length. And we hope we got this right. We measured a couple of times actually. So it should actually fit. And it's fitting right around here. So it looks like a perfect fit. And now we're gonna find out where we're gonna put it on the van somewhere. Let's go.
So before we get started, we're just gonna clean this mess up, and we'll get right back with you. So Faustino just ran to the back and got the grinder. What we're about to do now is cut into the ribs of the van, and then we'll start grinding.
That was pretty easy. That was pretty good. I think that was an easy cut. That was an easy first time cut. Is this your first time grinding metal like this?
This is my first time grinding metal like this.
Okay.
But it's not my first time grinding. No, but seriously though, this is my first time grinding metal. I have never done anything like this before, but I mean, I'm excited. I have faith in myself. Okay. Oh, it seems like my knuckle, and then my fingers are so long. So you just press into it?
Yeah, just press into it.
What do you mean? Like, yeah?
Yeah, just press into it.
Okay.
You'll feel a little kickback, but it's not much.
Okay, why doesn't it?
You gotta hold it. Pushing in. There you go.
Ooh, look at my finger!
You might move that. There you go.
Maybe this is not my cup of tea. This stuff was actually burning me.
Yeah, I mean, if it hits us just right, it
You
can.
told me that it didn't burn.
So I missed the spot right there. You can see there's actually a little bit of metal in there, as opposed to right here where you can actually see where the glue is. So I'm gonna have to grind a little bit more right here. Down here we have a nice even cut. You hit all the way through. It looks like I gotta grind off a little bit more right there. And then this one cut all the way through except for like right here. So just a little bit more pieces. Just a few more pieces and we're done. Well, we're kind of done. Still gotta do this part, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, we do. We still do have to do that
Well, I
part.
guess I gotta do this part.
So, what I am gonna do is, I really don't feel that comfortable grinding the ribs on the van. So I'm gonna let Faustino go ahead and take care of that, and I'll assist him in any way I possibly can. Now, I did start and I did a little bit of it, but yeah, that's not really my thing. That's not my thing, and sometimes you just gotta know when to stay in your lane. That's it. Faustino just cut into the ribs, and what we're gonna do now is get a razor blade and peel off the glue that's behind here.
We're probably gonna need a longer blade. Looks like it's pretty long. So this is definitely not gonna cut it. Literally not gonna cut it.
So it turns out that the blade we were using was not sharp enough or not long enough to make it all the way through the putty. And Faustino just went and got a screwdriver. And there you have it, folks. Well guys, it's getting kind of late here, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna do the driver's side, and then supposedly we're gonna pick this up in the morning, but we'll see. So good morning, beautiful people. We are back in the van. Yesterday, you know, we left off, Faustino was grinding out the ribs and we finished both sides. So today what we're gonna do is we're about to put some holes in the van and we'll be putting our windows in. So you want to tell them what we're doing?
We're taping up the magnet right here so that the shavings, when we drill the hole through, don't fall on this magnet, and then it'll be pretty hard to get off. Of course, right?
So why are we doing that?
Because
Would
they'll
it be
just
a bad
stick.
thing if they fell on the magnet?
Well, it'll just cause rust because they'll just be sitting on there. Because it's a pretty strong magnet, and the shavings are pretty hard to get off.
So here's a little tip for you guys. Before you actually start to cut out your windows, make sure you cover this little magnet in some type of tape. So what I just did is I measured where the template is placed exactly on this side. So it is 4.5 inches from the side and it's 2.5 inches from the top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the drill and place 2 holes in the template just to make sure it's put in a proper place. And then I'll measure it again to make sure it's 2.5 inches from the top and 4.5 inches from the side. Okay, come check out this hole.
Okay.
Okay, they're in there now. Shit.
We put these 2 drill bits through the holes so we could bring the template outside and try to line it up so we make sure that we make the outline for the window. Probably get some new tape. So basically these two holes, they basically line up where we want the window at, and we're gonna double check the measurements, and then we're gonna tape this off so we can start cutting. I don't know why I'm smiling, because we're about to cut. I don't know.
So I'll just head in here and get the tape measure. And like Faustino said, what we're gonna do is we're going to take measurements once again, just to double check and make sure that the template is exactly where we want it, and then we'll cut from there.
It was like 3.5.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a black marker and we're gonna just make a quick little outline around here, just to make sure we have an accurate tracing on where to cut at. And then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna place something on the ground to catch the metal shreds that fall while we're cutting. Here goes nothing. Okay, so I just drew the template up there on the van, and now it's time to get cutting. I'm just kidding, I am so super nervous. So I got my tape, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make a trace outline with the tape around the board. And what that's gonna do is protect the paint against the jigsaw while we're cutting the windows out. So I did my last measurements, and hopefully this turns out right. I believe it will. I feel good about this. I feel good about this.
So apparently the blade was not as tight as I thought it was. So we're gonna have to put this blade back on.
Well, Faustino's feeling positive. You're feeling positive? I see a smile. That must mean you're feeling positive.
Yeah, I was able to get the Diablo. What's the name of this? What is this?
It's a jigsaw blade.
Yeah, I was able to get the Diablo jigsaw blade into the Ryobi. It has a little more of a rounded insert than just squared off like the Ryobi one does, but it gets in there. It's just tight. All right.
I'm sorry. Okay, well, I guess we're about to start cutting.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right.
We are gonna need a bigger drill hole to start, because this is a wider bit, and the drill to start is too small. So I'm glad WorkPro sent us this drill, because obviously we're using it a lot today.
So we've made a little progress. Oh, this is so nerve-wracking.
This is when you first start using the jigsaw, side of the van just starts popping in and out, so it just feels like you're just denting your van. I guess it just does that. But just put a little more pressure on the jigsaw, and then it'll stop the blade from jumping, and you get a good cut. The curves, those corners are very tricky, but I like the straight edges a little bit easier. And as long as I followed the blue lines, so I think I'm cutting it just a little bit under, just in case, but that's always good.
That's fine, though.
Because we could always, we could always just file it down.
I'm gonna put some blue tape on the panel, so when the panel does fall, it won't fall into the van. So, I don't know, I'm gonna try and see, and if I don't feel comfortable with it, then I'll just give it back to you. Okay.
Let's see.
Let's see, child, let's see.
How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. And there's our hole, folks. There is our hole. Okay, so we're gonna have to clean up these edges, obviously. Yeah, so Faustino and I bought a file, and we're gonna just file the edges down. There's some pieces over here that we'll have to take care of, but other than that, we're gonna put the Rust-Oleum on, and I'm feeling pretty good. How about you?
I'm feeling good so far.
Good, so am I. So that's cool, that's cool. I'm so excited.
All right. All right, guys, so like Tenaj just said, we finished up, but there's a hole right there's obviously we missed that one, so we gotta come back through and clean that up a little bit. We're gonna clean that up a little bit, and then we're gonna put the window in and see if it fits. So let's knock this out right quick.
Solo palabras, y si no las cumples, se van a desvanecer. Algún día volverás.
So right now what we're about to do is a dry fit. So Faustino's gonna try and see if the window fits before we actually file it down.
A little wider.
So I just wanted to give you guys a little update. We cut it a little bit too small, and we literally tried to put the window in 7 times, and 7 times it didn't work. We cut a little bit off the top, and then we cut a little bit off the bottom, and yeah, so it's still not fitting completely. So we're gonna try and file it down, and hopefully this works. We'll see. It's been a long day. Hold on.
Damn. Okay. So, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It feel like it, I feel like we have a fit. It's a snug fit too. Now that we've gotten the window out, we're just gonna file down the edges a little bit before we put the Rust-Oleum on there.
Oh, what's going on? So right now I'm about to clean up the outside so we can get ready to move on to the next step, and I was just gonna use some window cleaner.
Sin estrés, muéstrame esos pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven. Yo sé que tú quieres moverlo sin pena, ven. Sin estrés, muéstrame esos pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven. Yo sé que tú quieres.
So guys, one thing we do notice, or that we did notice, and that I would recommend you do, when you are putting the blue tape around the area that's going to be cut, make sure you put enough blue tape around that area, because look at this. This is really bad. Yeah, we're going to have to get some paint for that. Hopefully the edge of the window will be able to cover it, but other than that, it's not that shabby. Not that shabby. So after what seemed like forever, but it was only about 45 minutes, Faustino and I were running around to the stores trying to find this little canister of urethane. So this is urethane primer, and it actually came with the windows, and we thought that we had lost it, but we called the company, which is Van Direct, and they were very, very helpful. It's actually Van Windows Direct. Yeah, so it's Van Windows Direct, and they were extremely helpful. So I'm glad we were able to find it. Now what I'm about to do is I'm about to place this around the window and let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll put the urethane on and put the window in. Okay, so I guess I'll have to put a thicker coat on here. So I don't want to see any of the van. I don't want to see any white. I want it to be completely covered with this urethane primer. And my fingers are sticking together.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's pretty sticky. Okay, so this has to stay for 10 minutes. Now while the primer is drying, which is gonna take about 10 minutes, what I'm gonna do is try and cut open this. So how long do we have? So I got this cut. Now I think we have about 6 minutes left, and then we can start working. I kind of hurt my knuckle a little bit when I cut this.
You cut what?
When I cut this. Oh, I'm good though. What'd you say, batteries?
The batteries, Jargo's batteries.
Ah, we did it. More packages.
Oh, interesting.
You want to tell them what's going on?
The stuff is pretty thick. So you're probably gonna need a couple of caulking guns because eventually they're just gonna break. Unless there's like a super heavy duty industrial kind that's not made from this. But you're definitely gonna bend enough handles trying to get this stuff out.
So we have to put our mosquito repellents around because the mosquitoes came out with a vengeance. It has been such a long night. It's been a really long night. So Faustino and I just had to run back to Home Depot. We got some, we didn't get some of anything actually. I'm delirious. So what we did was we had to get an industrial caulking gun. So hopefully this was the last time. It's gonna have to be the last time because it's 9 o'clock. Do you guys see how dark it is? Like, we have never worked this late in the van since we've had it, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but we're here tonight. So hopefully this window is correct this time. We'll see. Are you serious right now? Do you need some help? You need me to put the camera down?
No.
I'm gonna put it down for a second. Good morning, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, so today is actually the 3rd day that we will be working on our windows.
Right.
Okay, so they suggest we don't put water on the windows for 72 hours. So right now what we have is the windows all taped up, and we're gonna get started on the driver's side in just a few. So what I'm about to do now is basically the same thing that I did to the passenger side. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the template on the van, and then I'll measure out the same measurements that I had on the right side. I'll do this over here. So I want to say it was 3.5. Okay, it was 5 inches from the back and 2.5 inches from the top. So let's go. I'm so grateful for our friends at Work Pro because they sent us over this amazing drill. It's super lightweight, and I feel much better handling this drill than I did handling the other drill. The other one was so big. This one is so super light. So it makes everything that much easier. Whew, okay. Every time I have to do that, I get a little bit nervous. More and more. This never gets easier. This never gets easier. Not the actual act of drilling the hole, but just the fact that I'm putting holes in the van. Okay, I think I'm done.
What are you doing?
I am trying to trace the template. What is very, very important when you're tracing your template, or even when you're making your template, make sure you use straight edges, because I'm trying to trace the template and the template itself is not that straight. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to measure this tracing that I just made. So hopefully we'll be able to cut this without any issues. I mean, if we have to go over it again, like cut it again or file it down, then I'm absolutely okay with that. What I don't want is for us to cut it too big and there's no coming back from that. a little bit better than the first one fit. I think that we only have to do just a little adjustment. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but I think we're gonna have to cut this lip just a little bit more.
What are you doing in there?
I think you know what I'm doing. So I'm opening a can of Rust-Oleum. So we just did a dry fit and the window fit perfectly. This is so snug. It came out way better than that window over there. I'm still so concerned about that. So anyway, what I just did was open this can of Rust-Oleum and I'm gonna put this around here just to try and help prevent rust. You get it? Rust-Oleum, rust.
And make sure you got a rag handy so it doesn't drip on your vehicle.
So let me update you guys on what's going on so far. So Faustino and I just cut out the driver's side rear bunk window. That one was way easier than the passenger side bunk window was. I guess because maybe the passenger side was our first time actually cutting into the van, and that by itself was just emotionally draining. So much so that we took an entire day off before we started on the second window. So guys, if we didn't already inform you, make sure you get a heavy duty professional caulk gun, because the ones that we had weren't strong enough, and this is some really strong urethane. We'll just call it urethane. If you guys know what it is, just leave it in the comments below, because I've been calling it urethane the entire time. Well, anyway, so while we're letting the window dry, the stuff on the window dry, we're going to put this around the window.
Putting the I guess the sealant, polyurethane sealant on the edges. It's gotta be like a Tootsie Roll size, so I can get a good, a good grip. But we're still gonna go back through a little bit later and tighten up what's missing. This professional heavy-duty caulking gun, though, big difference.
Big difference.
Big
Huge.
difference. Like just night and day. Went from like a 45-minute job to 10, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
So guys, remember, if you do order your windows from Window Direct, you're gonna get this urethane that is very hard to push out with a regular caulking gun. So make sure you get your industrial strength caulking.